Hello there Hornet drivers, DCS pilots, and a massive welcome to returning subscribers of the channel. In this video we're going to take a look at the helmet mounted display as well as the INS system in the F18 Hornet and find out if aligning it makes any difference or not during the cold and dark startup. A few weeks ago I did a complete F18 cold and dark startup into the PvP online battle arena. People pointed out I skipped over these two systems. Now, I am guilty of that. I fell in a PvP online air-to-air type situation. These systems just don't make the difference to warrant teaching somebody new how to do it. However, some people didn't agree, so I thought, you know what? Let's conduct an experiment. We have 4 aircraft here. This is going to enable us to try out all of the combinations. 1, both systems fully aligned as they should be on the ground before we start moving. 2, we'll skip out one of the devices. Combination 3, we'll skip out vice versa. And finally, the last aircraft, we won't align any of the devices. We're going to see what difference it makes. I have set up ground targets because this is where I feel it has the most impact. We'll explain the rest of the experiment in the sky. So join me in the F18 as we start off with both the systems fully aligned. So on the way to the target area, let's briefly go over how this is going to work. We have an auto release only, and we only acquire the target using the helmet mounted display. Briefly, this means that the alignment of the helmet must be accurate, otherwise the aircraft isn't going to know where the target is. Also, the INS has got to be accurate, otherwise, well, the aircraft doesn't even know where itself is. But assuming that both of these are aligned and talking to one another, then the avionics will be able to give us an accurate release on the weapon. Again, it's not the pilot releasing the weapon, the system itself is going to release the weapon. We're just going to follow the guidance. It's a dumb bomb, it means it's going to fall wherever it falls. There's no correction to the weapon after we let go. It's all down to the alignment. This guy. That's close enough for me right there. Okay, so we've got the first guy acquired. Let's now set up on our bombing run. Again, it's going to be 400 knots at 4,000. There's the fall cue. Let's hold weapon release. Bomb is away. There's the countdown. Let's track the 83. Maybe we need to be a little lower, actually. But it's looking good. Alright, so no surprises there. When everything was fully aligned, the auto release gets the weapon more or less bang on the target, certainly destroying it in one shot. So let's jump over to the next take. We're going to do the helmet aligned, but we're going to skip over the INS. Let's take a look here. I'm just going to wait for this to get rid of that no ATT. So not at all 3 minutes, you'll see, there we go. So I'm already going to switch over into IFA. And I can see one of them here. There we go. All right, holding the weapon release and pickle. Let's track the Mark 83. And it so far appears to be heading fairly accurately towards the target. It's looking good. Bullseye. Bullseye. It was certainly no less accurate than the previous one. Here we are for test number 3, turning the INS switch on. Just look how long this thing takes. 8 minutes. I'm not really going to make you wait 8 minutes. Let's jump to it. Okay, so there is the complete ground align. I hope everyone is satisfied that that's been done there. Let's switch it over now into the IFA mode. Of course, we're skipping out the HMD align. This is test number 3, and you join us over the target. Let's zoom in, making the helmet soy, and here's the target. I'm just cutting in here in post. Just have a look at what happens. Every time I try and move my target cursor over the target on the ground, it starts to slew over to the right. So I try and correct this by moving over to the left again, and it continues to slide off to the right. You can certainly see that thing drifting. It was drifting. I'm not sure whether that was my HOTAS at fault or not. So what I'm going to do is come towards it once more, If it was my HOTAS slightly, you know, the axis slightly unstraight, then that will explain. If not, we could be looking at a very, very good reason to use the HMD align. So again, I'm not using the heads-up display. That defeats the purpose. There's the guy. It's selected using the HMD. It's not going to get much closer than that. We're about 4,000 feet, 5 seconds from release. Come on, for holding the weapon release down and pickle. There we go. Switching over to the weapon view. Moment of truth. A full INS align, but 0 helmet mounted display align. And looking fairly close, but no, ends up missing about 100 feet. If we just flip back to the launch point, you see here, there was no deviation left or right. I was directly where the system wanted me to be, and clearly the system isn't aligned right. Okay, so welcome to the final test in this experiment. Once again, we're cold and dark. It's going to be 0 alignment on either the helmet display or the INS, and we'll see if it makes any difference. Coming up to target, making the helmet soy. Let's zoom in. And we see the final guy here. Let's depress on where he is vaguely and try to refine. Yeah, I'm really seeing that drift now. And try and acquire on a tree. Maybe we just need to be a little higher up. Let's try it like that. Not so sure though. Okay, well, let's try it regardless. Let's zoom in a little bit. Where is the guy? I see him. Let's try refine that location. There, that's as close as it's going to get. We do see that drift. So this is it. 0 alignment. Holding weapon release down. There it goes. 15 seconds. Switching over to the bomb view. The Slick Mark 83 with 0 INS and 0 HMD align. And looks like it's going to be way, way short. Wow. So in conclusion, clearly it matters not with regards to the INS. Just power up your aircraft as soon as you have power, put it into ground align, wait 15, 17 seconds, and then whack it into IFA. That's it, you can immediately start loading. However, HMD alignment, different story. If you're going against air-to-air targets, this of course is slightly different because you are not trying to fix a space in 3D. You are just looking somewhere. As soon as you press the lock, your radar or your infrared devices are going to slew in that direction, and they're going to take over if they do find something over there. If it's, however, a static target on the ground where there's no radar involved or no infrared signature, things are very differently, and especially if you are using that HMD device, it's going to slide off as we've seen here. That being said, it's February 2022. The Hornet is, of course, not yet finished. My advice to you, if at all possible, do try and learn to do it properly, even if it's just so your muscle memory's there, just in case the change does come down the pipe. But in short, February 22, the INS matters not, and the helmet mounted display only matters if you're using it exclusively to target air-to-ground targets. So take care, and until next time, wherever in the world you may be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.